Cape Cod Community College students in need will now have access to a food pantry right on campus. An affordable housing project in the works for more than a decade is now complete. Plus, find out what one local organization is doing to help area teachers and students. All this and more on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Monday, December 2nd, 2013. I'm Sarah Mannel. An affordable housing project in Centerville is ready for renters. A ribbon-cutting ceremony for the Stagecoach residences at 70 Stagecoach Road in Centerville was held last week. Town manager Tom Lynch says the planning for the project began nearly 20 years ago.
The housing development, the winning off of Stagecoach Road, that was something that was in the works really for almost over 20 years, really. So, but it geared up about 5 or 6 years ago. And Executive Director Sandy Perry really and her staff did an excellent job really of moving that along. There were about 10 to 12 different financing agencies represented when you get to the closing portion. So Barnstable did help with a couple of funding opportunities that we had to contribute to the project. But one thing that makes affordable housing difficult to build is the financing of it, because when you build in that sort of subsidy into a project and still have to meet all of your basically mortgage obligations and sometimes grants, but other sorts of obligations that come in, it makes for a very difficult effort to finance on the public side. So 12 units, 4 2-bedroom, 4 1-bedroom. That's one of the areas that's very hard to house here on the Cape and hard housing to find. These units were, as I think you saw walking through them, very clean and fresh and bright, and so I'm really hopeful that it'll help some very needy working individuals.
A lottery was held for occupants, and according to the Barnstable Housing Authority, more than 200 people applied. The Housing Authority hopes to have the units occupied early this month. Empty land at the town of Barnstable's transfer station will soon be fitted with solar panels. The Cape and Vineyard Electric Cooperative, along with the town of Barnstable, announced last week that the project will soon begin. Town manager Tom Lynch says the project will help reduce energy costs for the town.
Well, this is another project that's been ongoing for almost 2 years, and we had a solar subcommittee through the town council that worked very hard on the contract that would be signed with ACE, and their CEO was there to talk about the project. But it took a long time to secure financing, get all the permits in place, make sure that the connections with NSTAR were there. But now they're ready to begin construction almost immediately, and that'll put us in line for the renewable energy credits that are out.
Lynch says work installing the solar array will begin right away, and that construction will not disrupt transfer station operations. Budding entrepreneurs got a little extra help at the second startup weekend. The event was held at the Cape Cod Community College. Spokesperson Michael Gross says the college was thrilled to be a part of the successful program.
The college and the Chamber of Commerce, a number of partners, brought individuals to campus who were experts in getting business started and learning how to finance it, learning how to market it, maybe what would be best in particular niches of the consumer world, how this could all work. And they spent a very long period of hours and hours, something like 57 hours between Friday and Sunday, putting themselves in teams, coming up with an idea for something new, seeing how far they could take it in that weekend, and then presenting that to a series of individuals and saying, look, is this viable? What could we do to really make this happen? Very, very exciting opportunity for people who want to do it themselves. And
Gross says Startup Weekend is a great opportunity for those who want to strike out on their own in business. Cape Cod Community College students in need now have a food pantry right on campus. Gross says the college officially opened its family food pantry this afternoon.
There's been a movement on campus for a long time to create a food pantry for our students, for the college, for our staff, There are so many people in need, certainly at this time of year, but year-round. And partnering with a family pantry in Harwich, we've set up a phenomenal operation, and we thank them very much. We are now networked into the Boston Food Pantry, the one here on the Cape, a variety of them, and we're offering this opportunity to our students and those of individuals as part of the college community. 2 o'clock today, we officially open it. It's been kind of going through its beta testing, if you will, the last couple of weeks. Very, very successful.
While the Cape Cod Community College Food Pantry will be stocked by other Cape Cod area pantries, the college is looking for volunteers to help run the pantry. For more details, you can contact Cape Cod Community College. The Barnstable Education Foundation raises money every year to help pay for many programs within Barnstable Public Schools. I got a chance to chat about the organization with board member C.L. Fernari. We share that interview with you now. So if we can, C.L., tell me a little bit about why the organization. I know I think it's been over 15 years now. Why was the organization founded?
Well, it was founded when Andre Ravenel was the superintendent at Barnstable Schools, and there were a group of people, including one of the original founders, Karen McDonald, who thought that there needed to be a foundation that would fund programs in the Barnstable Public Schools that aren't covered by tax dollars. And that was the whole mission. Was we all know that there are so many teachers that have such great ideas of something they could provide for the kids in their classroom. And sometimes they go out and spend their own money in order to make this happen, you know. But there needs to be a source of funding for those things. It's not thousands and thousands of dollars, but even small amounts of money can make a huge difference in the experience that kids have in the school system.
Absolutely, and I wanted to talk a little bit about how do you raise the funds throughout the year? I mean, it really must take a huge effort to collect some of that funding stream.
Yes and no. When we do a fundraising activity, that does take a huge effort and many volunteers, and of course we're always looking for more people to help with those efforts. So, and part of our funding does come from activities. For 2 years we had a miniature golf course on Hyannis Main Street that local artists created the holes, and people would then come and play on that course in July and August. So that was a lot of fun. We have participated in the Festival of Trees in Hyannis in the past. We have participated in an alternative gift fair in the past. And this past year, we raised some money. I opened my gardens, and we had a garden tour in my gardens, and that and raffle for birdhouse and assorted things raised us over $5,000. So,
wow, so a pretty successful year last year. Now let's talk about what some of that money goes towards. What kind of programs does this funding stream pay for?
We fund innovative and imaginative programs that aren't covered by tax dollars. Now, some of those are experiences that children otherwise wouldn't have, going to a nature preserve on Cape Cod, for example, or a field trip to Plymouth or Plymouth Rock, you know. Some of them are funding equipment, technology, iBooks, things that the teachers might have the equipment for, but now they need more programs for. We have funded recorded books for those learners who aren't as able to easily read printed text, but want to experience that book or need to experience that book in another form. So those are just a few. We fund every year. We have funded some aspect of the Poetry Club at Barnstable High School. And this is so exciting because you get kids of all ages from the high school coming together, of all disciplines in the high school and interests, so jocks and skateboarders and artists and drama kids and nerds, and they're all coming together to write their own poetry and then compete in the Poetry Slam. And that's pretty amazing.
To learn more about the organization, you can visit the BarnstableEducationFoundation.org. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mannel.